My name is Patty Fortney Julius. I'm one of the 5 Fortney sisters who was sexually abused by our Catholic priest. I am making this video right now, spur of the moment. Don't even have my hair done, because I'm sitting outside of my job and I couldn't even go in yet today, because I am just in so much turmoil right now. I met with, not me, but my family. We met with 3 senators yesterday, and we all messaged each other last night. We all just felt so defeated. And the reason we felt defeated was not because we weren't welcomed, not because we weren't treated well, not because we weren't listened to. All 3 senators were very kind, and their staff was kind. We felt defeated because of then what we were told and what we read and what we researched. And I know this is unorthodox, me, doing this video right now, but we can't get to everybody. And I've been up all night trying to figure out, how we can get our message to everybody and have you take us serious. We've been all over the news. We've been doing everything we can to help. And we realize it's not enough. It's just, I don't think it'll ever be enough, because it doesn't matter what we sacrifice, what we have sacrificed. It doesn't matter what all the victims are doing, because there's so many out there just fighting and trying to make the legislature come together, and it's just not working. I have to okay this with my sisters to even send this to you guys, because I'm just I guess desperate right now, just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. But I feel like we have to do something different. We have to speak to each one of you. We met with Senator Scarnati yesterday, and one of the things that we wanted to make him really aware of, and Corman, we met with Corman also, is that they have the power. They do. You guys all know they have the power. I'm sure that each one of you would say that you make up your own mind, you make your own decisions, but it's well known that they hold the power, and that's why it was so important for us to meet with them yesterday. And although they were both very kind and listened and, told us, that they were gonna make changes, especially Senator Corman. I really believe, when I talked to him when we talked to him that, I believe that he was genuine, in so many ways. He talked about his own kids, and, and how if this would happen to them, and you can't even imagine, because you can't imagine. You just can't imagine it, and you can't understand it unless it happens to you. It's just the way it is. And maybe I'm talking to some of you and it happened to you. This can't be a Democrat versus Republican thing. This can't be a decision because you don't want Josh Shapiro to be governor someday and you don't want him to have this glory, or because, whatever. Like, we don't want to hear it. For us, it can't be about that. Like it has to happen now. I believe that deep down, a lot of you believe that the window is the right thing to do, instead of hiding behind arguments like the constitutionality of it, when, Marcy Hamilton and different people that we rely on that are scholars of the Constitution say it is. And that so many senators are hiding behind that excuse. And sovereign immunity, the whole public versus private argument. the newest one that broke my heart yesterday was, you know, we aren't politicians. We don't know how the bills work, you know, and one of the things I've been saying is, you know, all for Rex, the grand jury, all for Rex. And I was, you know, told yesterday that all for Rex can't be in one bill, you know, because it'll shut it down. Some of the language has to be vetted out and different things. And so the Senate will possibly put all four in to shut the bill down, because that's what the governor's crying for, and that's what Shapiro is crying for, and they are. But it doesn't have to be all in one bill, and you guys know that. And I just think all of the games and the wording and the smoke screen and the passing it here and there has to stop. It just has to stop now. And I just wanted to challenge all of you to please, you know, make your own decisions. Scarnati told us yesterday that he called each and every one of you this past summer, and he said, when you vote your own vote. That's your vote. And I'm challenging you to vote your own vote. Vote what you believe is right. Do the right thing, not out of fear of, you know, your leadership, Scarnati and Corbin, who we know are in control. Not out of fear of losing their support for whatever's important to you, because it's your livelihood outside of the Senate, or it's, you know, attached to who's supporting you. You know, this is huge. This is so huge that even Scarnati has agreed that, you know, the statute of limitations on criminals should be done away with, just like murder. It will be the only other issue that has no statute of limitations, and will be like murder. I mean, the sexual abuse of a child, it has to stop. I mean, it has to be taken so serious. And the window is critical. And you have been told this over and over. In our case alone, I mean, we were given the gift of the grand jury. It was a gift. But do you know how many, survivors, victims are out there? They don't have the gift of a grand jury. Their perpetrators won't be named. They won't be brought out from the caves and the rocks that they live under and come out and just abuse kids. Look at the priest that was just walked out of the counseling job that he had in Pittsburgh, hiding behind the statute of limitations. In our case, I mean, we got two priests that have nothing ever happened to them. We have a redacted name. We don't even know what that is all about. I mean, and the countless numbers of pedophiles that are outside of the Catholic Church. This is not a Catholic Church issue. The Catholic Church has made it their issue. And yes, it's a huge issue with the Catholic Church, and we need to address them as a whole, because their cover-up and their evil has been just, it's almost immeasurable. We can't even measure it because nobody knows, because it hasn't been uncovered yet. And it needs to be. And, you know, one of the things that I told DeSanto yesterday, and I believe that he really, this resonated with him, because he is a very strong Catholic, like my father still is, and a lot of my family and friends that I love. As my dad said that, he said, Patty, I would rather have a Catholic Church that is this big, that is pure, than have this huge conglomerate, this massive church that is still tainted. And that's what the Catholic Church will be if there's no window. They need to have, cleansing. Our state needs cleansing. Your state, our state, is tainted without the window. I don't want to live in a tainted state. I want the opportunity to know who are these perpetrators living among us. And the window is the only way, and it is constitutional, because it's a civil window. We're not talking about criminal. You guys all know this, okay? And if you're not convinced about the constitutionality and that's what's holding you up, then talk to people that are outside of your special interests, okay? Go to attorneys that understand it maybe better than you. I just have to challenge you, please do the right thing. Please do not vote out of fear or vote out of self-serving reasons. Please, I beg of you not to. And I want to address another thing. Yesterday, one of the senators said to me, well, we are protecting victims by not doing the window because victims everywhere are relying on this window and they are believing that this window is going to be, the end all be all. But yet it might be the beginning of an even greater fight, 6 to 8 years, I believe he said, of, fights in the courts and all of that. And I looked at him and I said, I think your perception of us victims is wrong. We aren't expecting it to be the end all be all. We aren't expecting it to make our lives perfect. That's not what we're expecting. I don't care if it even would go to that length, okay? But it's going to uncover these perpetrators everywhere. It's going to do what we want it to do. I mean, it just, these arguments have to stop. This back and forth and this fighting, this is eventually going to happen. It might not happen this time because you guys might not listen to me or anybody else, and you might still be worried about your own seats. For whatever reason, but it's gonna happen. Why can't you guys be the heroes? Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Stop bashing the House. Stop bashing Mark Rossi, okay? If you don't respect him because he's not maybe whatever you think he should be, respect the man's position. Respect his story, respect his pain, respect his passion, respect why he's doing this. His grassroots efforts that began with and now he has people helping has been exhausting. These people are exhausted. I did it one day yesterday and I'm a mess. It's 10:35. I'm still sitting in the parking lot crying. I mean, I praise God I have an employer that told me that I've sacrificed for his company for a long time and I need to do what I need to do. And he's given me that. I mean, a lot of victims don't have that. I mean, they're struggling to help. They're struggling to fight, struggling to live. But we want the window as is. We don't want it changed because it's the right thing to do. Don't change it. Don't make it what you think it should be. You're not us. You're not a victim. And we're not asking you to do something illegal or unconstitutional. Please stop saying that because it's not the truth. Stop hiding behind that, please. Please. If you don't want to vote for this for whatever reason, say why. Don't hide behind those arguments and try to make yourselves look like the good guys, please. It's so offensive. It's so hurtful. I mean, I just don't know what else to say. You guys probably know our story. You've read it. You don't know about my son. My son, you may have never made the connection between my son, Joey Julius, the Penn State kicker that lost everything because of his eating disorder. But what you don't know is that eating disorder is a direct result of what we're talking about. And I'm not going to get into that right now. But he went with me yesterday to meet with senators because it was important to him. And he explained why it was important to him. Confidentially. And I don't even know what else to say. You've heard it all. What is it going to take? A crazy lady like me, on a video, hoping it'll make a difference. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know what else it's going to take. I've said it over and over. What is it going to take? And I I just want to leave you with that. Like, just ask yourselves, why are you fighting this? Why are you really fighting this? Is it because you truly believe? Have you really, really dug into it? Have you spoken to victims? Have you sought out victims or waited for them to come to you? Have you really tried to understand it fully? Or do you sit back and just laugh when you see, bills get turned down or somebody defeated that is in the other party, Has it become that much of a joke to you, or is it real? For us, it's every day, it's all day, it's real. It's real all day, every day. And for us to have to continually listen to the bull crap is just, it's got to stop. It just has to stop. And I don't know, I guess I'll just leave it at that. I'm not polished. I'm not, probably what you would want to listen to, maybe, I don't know. But I would just beg you to take me serious, because I'm very serious. And I just thank you for listening if you did.